Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be going over orders of operations, which isn't anything new to you guys. You learned this in the beginning of the year. So we're going to complicate it just a little bit by adding some skills that you've learned throughout the year. So decimals, fractions, and all of that to our orders of operations. But before we go ahead and add our extra skills, let's go ahead and just sharpen up our order of operations work, right? So what is the order of operations? Order of operations is the order in which you solve a math problem. So we all know, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally or PEMDAS to help us remember that. So I wrote it up here and I wrote it again over here. So we know that P stands for parentheses, E stands for exponents, multiply, divide, and then addition and subtraction. The only things that are a little bit funky are multiplication and division. It's not always multiply first, it's whichever occurs first from left to right. So if division comes first in that equation, then you would divide first. And the same thing with addition and subtraction, it's left to right, which is why they're next to each other and not one on top of the other, because they're actually the same exact step. So let's go ahead and practice just a little bit, and I will attach an anchor chart to your Edmodo so you can make your own. You can print that one out just to have it as a reference for you, okay? This is just a little bit of practice. So we're going to start off by looking at this first problem here. It's 8 plus 1, which is in parentheses, plus 9 times 7. So we know that we have to follow the order of operations or we're not going to get the right answer. Will you get an answer? Yes, but it won't be the same. So according to PEMDAS, we have to start with P, parentheses first. In this equation, there is parentheses. It's 8 plus 1, which we know is 9. So the best trick is to rewrite the equation every single time you start to solve a little bit of it. So we're just going to rewrite it. 8 plus 1 was 9, and we're going to bring down the rest of the equation, which was plus 9 times 7. So as you do this, it should almost look like an upside down triangle because you're working your way all the way down to the answer. It's the best way to keep your work organized. So now, in 5th grade, we're not dealing with exponents, so we're never going to have exponents. So we did parentheses, we did exponents because there's never going to be any, and then multiplication or division. In this equation, there's an addition sign and a multiplication. So because multiplication comes before addition, we're going to go ahead and do this part first. So we know that 9 times 7 is 63. Then we're going to rewrite the question, plus 9. So as you can see, it's not too hard. We're just going to keep working it down that upside down triangle. So we have 63 plus 9. We can break this down if you need to. So we know that 9 plus 3 is 11. So 1, regroup the 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. So our answer would be 71 for this answer. So I'm going to go ahead and do the next one. So this next one looks really funky because there's all these different kinds of parentheses. But we know when we have multiple parentheses, we just start from the most inner parentheses and we work our way out. So looking at this equation, we have two different brackets, a parentheses, an equation, another symbol, 2 bracket plus 3, another bracket times 2. So to make this easier on ourselves, remember we follow the order of operations step by step and we work it out step by step so our work's not everywhere. So we're going to start off with parentheses, okay? So if we started the most inside of the parentheses, it would be right here because this set is out here, this set is here, and this set is right here. So 4 times 3 is 12, so we're going to write the rest of the equation. Okay, so now our parentheses, our most closed parentheses are going to be right here. 12 divided by 2, because remember, this one's the most outside, and then this one's the most inside. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and then we just rewrite the rest of the equation. So we have 6 plus 3 in these funky looking brackets, and then we're going to multiply by 2. And you always want to make sure you're keeping your work nice and neat, that way you don't confuse it. I almost confuse this with an addition sign, but we know that it's multiplication. So we did our parentheses. Oh, we haven't finished parentheses yet because we still got to do 6 plus 3, which is 9. Rewrite our equation. So we did our parentheses. We did exponents because there were none. Multiplication or division. Multiplication is all we have left. 9 times 2, which is 18. So notice, we organize our work to look like that upside down triangle. Okay? We're going to do one last one. So in this one, I'm going to go ahead and erase all of this here. And the best way to do this, one of my best practices, is to actually write this on the side of your paper and check it off as you do it, so you know that you're not forgetting any steps, you know you're not skipping any steps. So keep your work organized. So here, we do have parentheses. We have this set here, and then we have another set all the way out here. But remember, we always want to start with the most inside set. So in that case, it would be this set right here, right? So 6 minus 1 is going to be our first thing that we solve, and we know that is 5. But we have to rewrite the equation. Make sure you're doing it step by step. That way you don't forget anything. So we have a bracket 7 times 5 in the bracket plus 100. So we haven't finished parentheses yet because these brackets are still considered parentheses. So 7 times 5 is 35 plus 100. We're going to go ahead and write it down. So we finished our parentheses. There's no exponents, no multiplication or division, and now we have addition or subtraction. We just have addition left, so now it's going to be 135. So it's not too hard. It is easy to make mistakes though if you're rushing through your work. So this is one thing that I want to make sure you're taking your time on. You're making sure you're not skipping any steps, and keep your work nice and organized in that upside down triangle. That way we don't make any mistakes. Okay? So once again, I will be attaching an anchor chart to your Edmodo. Make sure that you do your Pearson and you check Edmodo for any updates on any other work that you're going to have to do. All right. Bye, guys.